Dear friends, today we celebrate the great day of Pentecost, a day of joy when Jesus fulfills His promise of sending us the Holy Spirit, the Spirit that brings life and brings grace to the church that Jesus established on the apostles. And our readings today help us to recognize the coming of the Spirit. The readings, as it were, take us back to the time of why the Spirit is given to us. In our first reading, we hear of the scenario of what happened at Pentecost. Pentecost means 50 days after the Passover, and it is a Jewish celebration. Pentecost being one of the great days of the church's celebration is a remembrance of the coming of the Spirit. And in this scene, we have the apostles gathered at the upper room, waiting in prayer, as how Jesus had told them to wait. And after 9 days of praying, the Spirit comes, as how Jesus promises. The coming of the Spirit is so dramatic that He breaks into our human cosmic situation. The Spirit comes by a gush of wind and tongues of fire. And the Spirit rests on the apostles. Therein they become a transformed, new, vibrant community of believers. And they set out to proclaim the good news. My dear friends, the scene of Pentecost may be familiar to us, as we have already read in the Acts of the Apostles, and also we have seen in pictures. But in the Gospel, Jesus gives us truly what is the role of the Spirit who is coming. Jesus gives us the Holy Spirit as an advocate. An advocate is one who stands beside us. As it were, the Spirit accompanying us, the Spirit walking with us, guiding us, journeying with us. And that is the role of the Spirit who comes to lead the church, to invigorate the church. And our second reading tells us beautifully today why the Spirit of God is sent, so that He will henceforth be the guiding light for our life as disciples. St. Paul says that so often the life that the Spirit calls us to live and our own human life are at conflicting situations. Our human limitations prevent us from fully living the Christian life. But the Spirit of God gives us the gifts of love, joy, peace, patience. These are virtues that the Spirit brings forth so that we will truly be disciples. Disciples who have encountered the Spirit and are now living as the witnesses of Jesus, with the Spirit guiding us as the advocate. My dear friends, all the more in our day, we need to be dependent on the Spirit. Are we listening to the Spirit? Are we guided by the Spirit in our life? And that is something we need to reflect as we take each day of our Christian living. And so, my dear friends, as we celebrate this celebration of Pentecost, and we thank God for His Spirit, the Spirit that is sent by the Father and the Son, we ask that we will be docile to the promptings of the Spirit in our life, the Spirit of God who invigorates us and creates us anew, that we will truly be witnesses of Jesus.